Hi everyone, it's Anja here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are decorating our tissue box cover. So in a previous video we made this tissue box cover, and I have described the basic pattern for making this. So if you are watching this video and you haven't made your cover yet, you are going to have to go and have a look at that one so you can make your cover. And now we are ready to decorate it. I am also for decorating using my Cotton Soft by King Cole. I have it in various colors, so go and have a look at the colors that are available, and just choose the ones you like basically. This is Sage. I will tell you which ones we are using for the decoration in each video for each decoration that I am doing. Here I have an embroidery hoop. This will help you because you need to keep your your cloth attentioned to be able to work on it. So this is a small embroidery hoop. It's a 13 centimeter diameter one. I am also using a needle, a sharp one, and it's got quite a big hole, so you can put your cotton through it quite easily. And yes, it has to be sharp because sometimes you're going to have to go through the actual strands of the cotton, so it needs to be a sharp one. And of course you also need scissors to then cut off your cotton. So as you can see, this is my cover, and when you have finished your cover you will have a seam here. Now I have tried to do this without a seam. It doesn't seem to work, so we are going to try and hide the seam under decorations. You won't be able to see it in the end. So I have undone the embroidery hoop. I am now going to do it very carefully. Obviously you're not going to be able to press the whole fabric in, so I just put it on its biggest, and then I sort of gently push it down over the hoop that's underneath, and I don't do it up. I just leave it like this. There we go, just like that, and that's okay to work with. If it comes undone, I'll just reposition it. I don't want to stretch the fabric too much, and I don't want to damage it obviously either. So I'm just leaving this at the biggest sort of setting almost, and I'm just pushing it down over that hoop. It's not completely properly done, but that's okay because I don't want to damage the fabric, as I said. So I've put this over the seam because obviously we are going to be wanting to work that away. So I am going to cut off a length, not too long, just so that it is easy to work with. And I have forgotten my scissors. So about 50 centimeters I would say, or even less. Okay, and I make a knot. Now normally when you go into, I just keep going round and round with this end to make the knot a bit thicker than usual. So I roll it round several times, if you can see what I'm doing, and then it's split now, of course, yeah. And then I just pull it so you have a thicker knot than you would normally. But I do this, but obviously there are holes. It's going to come through if you're not careful. So this is just to anchor it a little bit. Just don't pull it, basically. Okay, so we've got our thing ready, and I'm going to start from underneath. Just somewhere near that. See, there's a hole. It's going to come out the knot, so I'm going to try and go through the body of a stitch. Okay, and that way my knot, careful, will actually stay there, I think. Yeah, okay. And now we are going to do a branch, but I'm going to do it along my seam. So I'm just going to do like stitches of about 1 centimeter in length. like so, and then go a bit longer for the next one and make it a little bit thicker to start with. So, oh, careful you don't get it caught on there. And just gently create a branch. It gets a little bit easier. It's a little bit awkward to begin with if you're not used to embroidery, but it's quite nice because you have a little bit of an effect. I'm just going for it really. Because you can create a little bit of an effect on your crocheted work and a decoration, obviously, and I think it's really nice to be able to decorate it like this. Obviously we could crochet these things and do it like applique and sew them on, but I'm just I mean, I'm not even doing this properly. Look, I'm now going back because I want to make the beginning of my branch a little bit wider. I'm using a lot of cotton for this. Obviously I'm not trained in embroidery, but I think, you know, with keeping it simple, I think we might be able to get a nice effect. So yeah, and I would just see, I'm going back now because I want to put another bit there. I'm sure this has this stitch doing this is a particular technique. So yeah, this is my branch. It's the start of my branch. Now I have done, obviously I have done on the side already a bit to try this out, obviously. So I did my branch the same way, sort of starting thicker, going thinner, and then having branches going off that. And then I did the little flowers as well. So I will come back to you for the flowers, but for the branch, you're just going to do those longish stitches and go off here and there. Now you have to make sure this is your seam where you have the corner. Okay, so this is your side, this is your top. I am going to go all the way to there and maybe even past there, just so that I can hide that seam, obviously. So you've got to, you know, make sure, where am I here, that you do a branch here, for example. Let's do a branch going off the side. Okay, so you've got to, you know, not just going over your seam, but just make sure you have a branch going to, see, I'm not used to holding this in the viewfinder even. Make sure you have a branch going to the side as well. I'm not even doing this properly, I don't think, but I'm sure if you're an expert in embroidery, you're now yelling at the screen, don't do it like that. But hey, look, it's going to look nice, okay? Nobody needs to know how clumsily I made this. And look, here we go off again. So I'm having another branch here as well. It will look nice. It'll be all right in the end. See? And now I just put another one in, filling it up. And you can hide a lot as well with the flowers later on. Okay. So yeah, we have a branch going that way. I think I need to do a little bit of a thinner bit here. And as you can see, I am going through some stitches, through the bodies of the stitches, through the yarn even, okay, through the strands, because otherwise you don't sort of, if you only use the holes in between your stitches, you're not going to have enough variety of locations that you need for your, and I'm going to go down here. I know some stitches properly and I'll do them properly, but this is not one of them. Okay, so look, I've got the branch is going to go that way. I've got another branch going this way. I've got another branch going that way. So I will have a flower sort of here, a flower there. I will have several flowers going here as well. So I will come back to you when I have done a bit more. And what I will do, because obviously I have no idea how you can copy this, I am going to take lots of pictures and I will post them at the end of the video, so you can just pause them and look at them, maybe even draw them, draw them, and see how you could transfer this to your work. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I got a little bit better at doing my little stitches here. So I sort of was at the end of this and I just came back and I made it a little bit thicker. So I'm liking that more. And then I did another sort of set of stitches going along here and I've made it even longer. So I'm now going to turn it over and just show you quickly how to, you know, weave in your end here. So making sure you've got your needle on your yarn, I just go and find the stitches again and just gently go under them like this and pull through. Make sure you hold on to the last stitch that you did so you don't pull it closed completely. And so here we are. I might do this one as well. I'll put the needle in fast like this, and then I will try and get this into my needle. Obviously you can't see, of course, it's just behind the thing. Yeah, there we go. And again, holding on to the knot, I pull it through, and that's sort of the end there. So I cut those off a little bit and then I just leave it like that. Okay, so now you can reposition slightly, and you see it's made a little indentation, so don't leave it overnight or anything. Just do it gently, do your sewing and then undo it, and then do it again. So now we're into this position here, and now I'm going to go gently and do a little bit more over this seam here. Okay, so I will see you when I start the flowers. So make sure you are ready to do your flowers next time you come back to this video. So here I am. I have done my branch and I have gone, as you can see, over to the top, and I've gone aside, and on the side here as well I've got another branch there, one main one here, with another one going off here. So that is my branch finished. I am now ready for some flowers, and yeah, I'm thinking flowers sort of at the end of the branches probably, and then sort of one here maybe. You know, you can place them wherever you want. You can place them along the branch, about there, or at the end, or wherever you want. But my mum does say you need an odd number of flowers. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flowers. So yeah, it's pleasing to the eye apparently. So let's see if we can make some flowers. Let's take this off, and we put our embroidery hoop on. We'll start with this part here, and I am going to use the rose pink, old rose or something it's called, soft rose, I can't remember. Let's have a look. Rose petal, of course it would be rose petal, something completely different. Here we are. So once again, we have our sharp needle, we have a piece of yarn which is about 50 centimeters. I keep on wanting to do a slip knot, but of course that's not what I need. I do these knots where I keep turning the end around and around, and then you pull it and it makes a thicker knot. Then I am going to put this on my needle. I put it double for a little while, and then I have my and ready to get started. So we are going to do a flower. Let's do one here. And I know the name of this flower. It's called the Lazy Daisy. That describes me exactly. Okay, so I want quite a big flower here. So I am going to do the middle of the flower about here. Okay, so go to the middle of your flower, and that's where you're going to be going back to all the time, or approximate all the time. Okay, then you are going to lay a loop. Okay, this is all going to be very technical, obviously, with the correct terms for embroidery. Not. And then you're going to go back to that same position, and you're going to come out where you want your petal to end, and you're going to lay your petal around your needle like so. Pull your thread through, and you've made a petal, look. And now you go back in just behind it, and there we go. There's the first petal made. Now I don't pull very hard. I just leave it nicely lying on top there. So we go back to that same middle, and we do the same thing. So you make a little loop, you insert your needle back into that middle, and sort of at about the same distance here you come out, and I make sure I come out into a piece of cotton, so I have to go through it, and I'll lay it round nicely like that. Go through again, but sort of just about like 2 millimeters behind it. There we go. See? My husband's sneezing there. He's doing DIY. I've heard a lot of huffing and puffing. Oh dear. I just leave him to it. It's the best thing, isn't it? And we are going to do 5 petals like this. So you sort of do a little loop, go into it with your needle again, come out ready to catch that loop behind it. There we go. I'm really enjoying doing this. It's a little bit time consuming, but it's such a great added decoration to your crochet. I think it's wonderful. Like I said, making applications is nice as well, but I think this is yeah, is nice too. Okay, so you've got to sort of gauge. Maybe my petals are getting small. Oh, sorry. Maybe my petals are getting smaller here, but never mind. There we go. And another one. Yeah. So now I've got to choose because I've got a hole there. So let me just gauge here. Oh yeah, into that stitch there. Okay, put it round. There we go. And there you have it. You've got your Lazy Daisy little flower. Yes, I am calling it Cherry Blossom, but hey, embroidery is not my forte. So I think we're doing well here. Okay, now once again you can either finish your flower off or go to the next one, which I will just do. I'm just going to go to the next flower, I don't mind. So here, yeah, there, or maybe there, yeah, here, and you just start your next flower. There we go, same thing. And once you've done all your flowers, I'm just going to leave it now because I want to show you something else. I'm going to take my needle out. Okay, and we are going to go for a little bit of white in our flower, just a little bit of detail really. And I'm going to go into the flower here, into the middle. Yep. Oh, yeah, that happens when you want to do things quickly and you don't do a knot in it because you're just quickly showing it for the video. And you go just back in and you make a little heart there, and I leave it like that. Voila. And I think, yeah, okay, this petal is a little bit bigger than all the others. It is the first one, so maybe I could pull it a little bit, but it's fine, I don't mind. It's a little bit of decoration. There we go. I think it's lovely. Okay, so continue like that wherever you want to put a flower, and you'll then end up obviously with your finished product. And like I said, I will show you off my finished one in a moment in the video here, and I will take lots of pictures to put behind the video as well, so you can pause them and copy them. I will see you in a moment. And here it is, my finished tissue box cover. So this is what I call my cherry blossom tissue box. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!